Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another video on my page. You guys might hear someone else's fire alarm, so excuse them. But hello, hello. So today we're gonna talk about, and I have my notes here. Your best investment is you, and why and what that means to me and my personal experiences. Hi, I'm Demi. I talk about all things personal development. It's something I eat, sleep, and breathe. And yeah, so let's get into it. Um, yeah, your best investment is truly you, and it's another thing to just say it, but to actually live that life, live being the best investment. And what I mean by that is, I became a person. So let me just rewind. My journey has been one of the most interesting journeys simply because I know who I am now, and years ago I was this girl who just kind of went with the wind and didn't really think about who I was I wanted to be. Like, it was always like what my parents, they wanted me to go to college, like, and like my friends, what they would wear, what they would do, like that's something that I would want to do, but I never really asked myself, like, hey, is this something that you really want to do? And I feel like that is the biggest difference. Obviously, the emotional control thing and not being so all over the place, because let me tell you, I used to be a person with an attitude, sassy, quick to get irritated about something, quick to just say, you know what, whatever, I don't care, and just have like this apathy attitude. And to think about the woman I am now and that journey here, that is the biggest difference for me, because I was the type of person that, went with the wind, hung out with anybody who wanted to hang out with me, and even wanting to hang out with people who didn't want to hang out with me, like just wanting to be liked by others. Those different friendship dynamics and us learning the things and stuff. And growing up, I didn't really have many people telling me in depth relationship dynamics and how to have relationship skills. It wasn't like broken down into me. It were certain things that I knew, like how to speak properly, how to present myself well in school and stuff like that, get the good grades and things like that. But I noticed as I got older, and then as social media started to blow up, you know, there were people that I wanted to be like. I would look at a certain person and be like, wow, how are they so like calm and put together? And it took me a while to get there, because at first I was just kind of like, I'm going to get my degree, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But it was like when COVID had happened, I feel like that is when, my life kind of, everything started to look different. And I had this, it was really time, like I graduated during that time, and it really made me think. I lost my job during that time. Um, yeah, I was employed for a long time, and so it was just like this time that I just had time to just waste, I guess. And and with that being said, that part right there made me realize how much time is important, because I made a lot of decisions that were just like, why would you do that? But I didn't keep the structure that my mother gave me, you know? And I feel like I'm so happy and grateful for my mother and the container that she created for me, because only now am I realizing how important it is. And I'm integrating all of the things, um and most of the things that she's taught me, because I realized she gave me like that masculine action container. Like, brush your teeth, wash your face, present yourself well, don't go out with wrinkled clothes, speak to other people, and, be kind to others, and, just like the different kind of things, and like, still have a life outside of that. She would like go out with her friends every now and then, and she would, go like shopping on the weekends, or just go to like a store on the weekends. Like, she just had this flow about her. And also her outfits, she always wore heels. And just being a woman and eating healthy, like, yeah, if you lose the things that, don't ever lose the things that your parents have given you. Because that is going to be useful later, and you really won't realize it until later. Because the mindset that you have, first off, I'm going to say that when you're in college, when you're in high school and stuff like that, your hormones are all over the place. You don't know what you want. Someone has to give you some type of structure. So thank God my mother made me go to college, because, and I don't want to get into the whole college debate thing, because this is not what I'm trying to do with this information, but I will say that when I went to college, and when I actually, I think I was in like the biology club, like whatever I was studying, I joined that club, and we would like study together. And we would go to like different like sciencey conferences. We would be able to go and support our friends. The school would pay for it, um, and different things like that. And you got to see different cities, meet other people from other schools that are majoring in the same thing that you are. And that experience, like, you had to dress business casual. Like, you learned the differences between the different dressing, like smart casual, business casual, um, black tie. Like, that is where I learned most of those things. And so when I say college is important, it is important. Like, when I have children, they are going to college. I don't care what they're going to college for. But you're going to college because there are certain things that you do learn there that you really will not get in most settings. Um, yeah, and it helps you learn how to network, and it teaches you what networking is. Um, and there's just so many resources there, and I learned so many different things. And when I tell you, if I did not join the biology club, I probably would have gotten my degree, because those friendships, those bonds that I've created with those people, oh my God, like, we were going through the toughest of times, like stressing about tests and just like going through that together. Like, if I didn't go through that with them, oh my gosh, I don't think I would have graduated. And that is why I think community is so important, because when you all are going through something together, it's like, okay, I'm not alone in this struggle that we're having right now. And that's very important. And I also remember and this is totally off topic, but like it's still on topic, because like they had this community where the teachers would bring food every Wednesday for like the biology club and for the math and science center from like Bread Co. And we would just like sit and eat and joke together. Like it was just like a beautiful thing. Like I loved college. College was great. It doesn't always have to be the wild and crazy experience. It grounded me in a way that like is very memorable to me. Um, and obviously, you can still have fun. I'm not saying that you can't, but it's very, very useful information. And so, yeah, so that was part of investing. So, to go back to your best investment is you, I thank God for my mom, because she wasn't perfect, but she made sure I went to college, that I got the experience that I got, and now I know how to work a room. Now I know what social etiquette is and different things like that, and I'm learning more along the way, of course, because there's levels to it. But that is definitely the first. I feel like that was like a big investment into me and who I was starting to become, and I didn't even realize it at the time. But yeah, it helped me. That degree helped me realize how resilient I was. And so just being aware of how much you can truly do, that's not wasteful. That's not a waste of time. That's not a scam. There are lessons in that. There are lessons that are very valuable that make that worth it. Now, if you don't want to do the work, that is on you. And so I would just like to leave that there. Um, so the next one, and this is something new that I'm starting to come up with. So your investment in you should stay at a solid 60%. Your cup should always be a little over. And what I mean by that is like, so the 60% is for you. All the energy that you could possibly have. 60% is you. 15% is family. 25% is if you have a significant other. And then, these numbers change and can break off. I'm just telling you guys what is working for me right now, and something that I am starting to realize. So for me, right now, you can break it up how you want to break it up, but know that these numbers are going to fluctuate. It's not a fixed thing, and that's something that I'm learning, because I used to be very type A, and I'm evolving out of like being a certain type. And all these different personality tests and stuff like that is it's good to have, so you know where you are. But once you evolve out of that, it's like, now what? I'm not a type A, B, or C. Now what? Like once you start to master certain parts of yourself, it's like I no longer resonate with like the personality tests or these different tests, because like, well, yeah, it says I'm that, but actually I've evolved out of that, or I'm an evolved type A or something. I don't know. But like when people say, the zodiac sign, like for instance, I'm a Libra, and they say that Libras are very indecisive. Well, I'm a more decisive person now, because I worked through those traumas, and like learning about what certainty is and what happens when you are not certain and other people are able to take the power away from you. And so I am now a Libra who has taken their power back. So then what? Am I not a Libra anymore? Or what if I look at another zodiac and You know, they say Virgos are like super organized. Okay, can I take from the Virgo? Can I take the lessons of the Virgo and integrate that into a piece of my life that I want? I want to organize my kitchen. Okay, let me take something from Virgo. Geminis are really great talkers and really great socially. Okay, let me take from the gifts. Let me integrate the gifts of Gemini. Pisces, they're very intuitive, very dreamy. Okay, I can use them for when I want my dreams to come true. Okay. Capricorns are very hard workers. Okay, let me take the work ethic gift of Capricorn. And so there are all these different things that people want you to like stay with, and this is who you are. That's not me. I'm the person who notices, oh, they have they have, okay, cool. They have this over here. Okay, let me take some of that and add that to my cart. Oh wow. Okay, I don't like that piece, but I like this piece over here and I can combine that. Okay, let me put that into my basket. Like I am that type of person. And so I like to study many different types of things for this very reason because yeah, like stuff like that is like I can evolve out of that. Um so yeah, I think it's really cool, but that's one of the biggest things I've noticed when you start investing into yourself a lot. Like you evolve faster. Like the more you invest into yourself, the faster you evolve. And I'm not talking about buying a face mask and buying makeup and like buying new clothes. Like that's after you do the inside work. Once you do the inside job, okay, then you can like really focus and refine that part. But like focusing on the inside job is what's benefited me the most. That's why I talk about a lot about therapy, coaching, inner work, having discipline, having different coaches to help you with different things. Like I'm actually thinking about taking acting classes because I'm noticing that, well, I just want to have a range of emotions. I want to master the range of emotions. And I came across a video. I'm always studying stuff. I came across a video of this girl trying acting classes, and she realized how emotionally stunted she was. And it helped her become more emotionally aware and like emotionally intelligent because you literally have to put yourself into another person's shoes, an entire character that is nothing like you. Imagine what that does to your brain. Imagine the intelligence, like the different wires and the new programs that you're learning. Like you're basically learning how to be anyone. You know, depending on how many different type archetypes and different characters that you want to play. But like imagine having that type of emotional depth. Like I'm really thinking about like I'm not thinking about taking it seriously. I mean, obviously, if I get so good at it, then like if that comes up, why not? But I really truly want to do it just out of hobby and just out of because for me, it's inner work. Like most things for me is inner work. And that is something that, like, you know, if you stay on my page long enough, you know, this girl does everything for inner work. And the thing is, that's what the work is. It gets to be fun. It's not this thing where you're going to therapy every Saturday. Like, no. No, I'm trying pottery classes. I'm trying, I don't know, glass making classes. I'm trying, you know, acting classes. I'm taking vocal lessons so I can master my voice. Not to be a singer. I mean, if that something comes out of that, okay, great, awesome. But it doesn't have to. And I feel like that is what life is about, exploring all of these different things. But there's also gifts in learning the arts in these different things. Like if you become, say if you do decide to do vocal lessons, which I plan to do and explore all of the arts just as a hobby, because there is so much inner work inside the hobby. Like I don't know how else to put it. If you want to go and take vocal lessons, that is how you master your voice and your tone. Think about that. And I've had videos in the past that talk about how your voice and your tone matters and can make or break your life and opportunities with other people. Because you can say okay to someone at work and they could take that as, you being mean to them, and then you don't get the raise. Hello? Like little itty bitty things like that, I think are very important. And so when you master those, you're able to grab and just get every opportunity because you're just this well rounded individual who wouldn't want to be around you. Like you've just become so magnetic because you've been working on yourself. You've been digging out all the dirt out of you. Let me get to the rest of it. But I think you guys get the point, and I wanted to do a special shout out for all of my beautiful followers. Thank you so much for all of your support, and thank you for liking this video, and I appreciate you. All right, so yeah, only give from your overflow. Only give from your overflow, and that is it. What I mean by overflow is like if you're feeling under the weather and somebody invites you out and you know you don't feel good, you don't go anyway because you feel guilty. I told y'all, don't react from certain emotions because you're going to end up going out of guilt, and then you're going to attract a guilt outcome. Which is just not, it's not a high emotion, so you're not really getting anything great out of that. Now, if you're being invited to something and you feel good and you want to go out and get dressed and that's something that you want to do, whatever the activity is, go and do it. So that's what I mean by only giving from your overflow. Learning to receive and being open to receiving. I know there were certain ways that I knew how to receive. Like I grew up spoiled by my parents and my grandparents and stuff. And so I was able to receive in that way. But when it came to like love and relationships, like I would try to give to them and be all nice to them and stuff, and like, no. So when I did the work around that, now it is so easy for me to receive because it's just like, I don't need them. I don't need to give anything for them to stay. It's either the person's going to stay or the person's not going to stay. And when I realized that, that is when like it just made sense. And I just stopped going against nature and I decided to grow up. So when people say, why do we have to play all these mind games? It's not really these mind games. You just simply have boundaries. You're an elevated version of yourself. It's not a game. All of it is for you to make sure you're not overgiving yourself. That is it. It is not like, it's not a game in the way you think it is. Like, don't take it personal. Just learn it and like evolve as a person and grow up. Because it takes work, like inner work. This stuff takes work. It's not that hard, but once you get the hang of it, once you actually dip your foot in the water for at least 15 to 30 days, and you get the gist of it, you're like, oh wow. If I just learn this part, it's like an evolved version of you. It's not manipulative. And manipulative is just meaning to have effect on. You're going to have an effect on someone whether you breathe or not breathe. So I'm going to just let you sit with that. One step at a time. and also fulfill immediate needs. This is something that I've been recently trying to master. So those of you who don't know, I started a business. I got my LLC, and you know, the process is going. I have my wait list on my community page. It's a QR code, and it's also a QR code in my bio. And so during this process, lost my job, but yet I'm still making these videos every day. And I'm still able to enjoy my life. I'm dating and doing all kinds of stuff and looking for other jobs, obviously. Yeah. So let's talk about that because it's something that I think a lot of people kind of will probably want to know. And so when I say that, you can make time for other things. Like while something else is happening, you can also be doing something else. You can be sad that something broke, and you can also decide to go out with your friends. You can also, like, your world could be crashing down in your career life, but you can also work on your love life and look for a new career. Like, you can do it at the same time. Like, you don't have to drop one thing because one thing dropped. You don't have to drop everything. You can still hold something while something else is falling. That is just like the duality of life. And that is something that I'm realizing, that I can focus on the one thing that I really, really want while also focusing on my immediate needs. Like, yeah. And I really wouldn't, but this is just what works for me, and results may vary. I don't know. I'm just telling you what works for me. But yeah, and then the last one is prioritizing self. Tells the outside world you are valuable without even having to speak. So having those boundaries in place, working on yourself in private, doing the work, going to therapy, coaching, voice coach, whatever it is that is your thing that helps you process. Like there's even art therapy, which now that I think about it, I've tried art therapy too. Super transformative. It was one of the conductors for my results as well. I'll speak on that whenever it comes up again, but yeah, there's more ways than one to invest in yourself. And yeah, so your best investment is you, and prioritizing yourself tells the world who you are before you even say who you are. You probably won't even have to say who you are because they'll see it through your actions and who you're actually being. If you're acting like a follower, you're going to be treated like a follower. If you are acting as someone who knows themselves, you're going to be treated like someone who knows themselves. And that is what I mean by that statement. And so, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I will see you in the next one.